Two ways you can look at this opening scene. One, it takes you right into the action. Two, it's so dimly lit that you can't see what the action is. And sure, that's called perspective, but honestly, I insist the bad guys pay for fluorescence so that I can see what the hell is going on. Well, somebody saw Hunger Games. As we're about to see, this movie just flat out demands I read the book before watching.
I can't remember anything.
Amnesia.
I thought no one was allowed to leave.
I said we're not allowed to leave.
Yeah, but normal people usually bring up exceptions during the f***ing rules portion of the exposition.
What, you just said maze?
But I did?
Because this huge maze is supposed to be a secret for some reason.
Can't. No one leaves. Especially not now.
Could you be any more f***ing vague, movie?
Why won't you tell me what's out there?
Just trying to protect you, man.
I will never understand this logic in movies. If something out there is super dangerous, why do you think someone will be eager to seek it out once you tell them about it? They are more likely to be curious and do something stupid if you don't tell them what it is.
Welcome to the Glade.
Where nothing is ever explained.
Next time, I'm gonna let you leave.
Damn, just tell me that the maze has scary monsters in it and this wouldn't have been a problem. And why doesn't this dude say that in response? He just stands there like, those guys were right to be angry with me about something I had no knowledge about.
Light him up!
Why did these guys go through the trouble of lighting torches to then throw them a total of 3 feet? Since when did these assholes become buddies? Nothing we've seen so far in this movie's first 11 minutes suggests that anyone would want to hang out with this dude alone right now. But Love Actually over here makes fast friends with him, somehow. I guess because of their love of model trains? Probably model trains.
Head of a first day, Greenie.
Like Greenie would know,
Put some hair on your chest.
jars of amber liquid are rarely fit for human consumption.
They run the maze, mapping it, memorizing it, trying to find a way out. It's the maze. Changing.
Some revelations about the maze are made later, but why doesn't Thomas ask the question, if the maze changes every night, then how do you map it or memorize it? There are no girls in the Glade, for some reason, probably to keep these maze-running boys focused on maze running instead of chasing and it's never explained or connected to the goal of the bad guys. Of course, we'll probably find out later they're on some big TV show or something, and this is like Truman Show Running Man or something.
And there we got the builders.
Apparently, to be a successful young adult franchise, you need to separate everyone into 4 groups. Once you find out which one's the bravest, you can ignore all the others. Isn't that right, Hufflepuff?
Chosen by who?
Every time this dude asks a question, a visual answer happens immediately.
Stop calling you that? What do you want to be called? Shank?
That is not funny. I also have no idea what that means, but it sounds better than Greenie. Rapidly edited, blurry, barely registers as helpful flashback cliche.
Because you're not like the others. You're curious.
Okay, so you're telling me that the majority of people who get sent to this place, surrounded on all sides by a wall and a big f***ing maze, they're just like, haha, I want to know even less about my mysterious situation. When can I do the laundry, guys? I bet someone's right behind him. This camera movement does not lie. Also, we find out later that this guy got stung while in the maze. So why is he running out of the maze after getting stung straight to this location where Thomas is right now? Hey, I wonder if they're gonna fall down some sort of slope that comes out of nowhere during this woodsy chase scene. Yep. Hold him down! Hold him down? That guy's dead, right? He got hit in the face with a shovel.
He's been stung in the middle of the day.
Don't ever change, movie. I like you just the way you are. Confusing as shit and terrible.
It's called the changing. It's what happens when someone gets stung.
And that's all I have to say about that.
You think you might make it?
Dan?
Damn, dude, didn't Newt tell you that no one survives a night in the maze?
No one's ever survived a night in the maze.
No one survives a night in the maze.
Do we even need this scene? Second rapidly edited, blurry, barely registers as helpful flashback provides slightly more information than the first flashback cliche.
You have to choose.
Damn, if this guy wasn't constantly waking up from his flashbacks, he'd have figured out why he's here and probably where to go in the maze by now.
Albie went to retrace Ben's footsteps before sundown.
How do you retrace someone's steps from a previous day when the maze changes every night?
Someone had to have spent a whole month in the Glade alone. And that was Albie.
How did Albie get set up here by himself, see a maze, and either not walk into it or walk into it and figure out everything he needed to know in order to make sure he didn't die?
They should be back by now.
What happens if they don't make it?
You've had this question answered twice now, dude.
There!
Thomas sees people before people are visible. Also, Thomas is the only person to see people despite everyone looking in the same direction he is. Why would you do this?
What happened to him? What does it look like? He got stung.
Oh yeah, it's pretty obvious to see that when you disregard the absence of light.
What happened to his head? I did what I had to do.
This isn't the pronoun game, but it's a distant cousin, and this movie has worn my patience thin by playing it. I don't even care what's going on anymore. That's how pissed I am about this everyone is coy about everything bullshit.
We gotta go. The maze is already changing.
You do? Isn't this passageway the exact same one we saw earlier in the movie? Let's do a side-by-side comparison, shall we? The one on the left is from earlier in the movie. The one on the right is the most recent one. Looks like the exact same passage to me. Same markings, same rocks on the ground, same ivy strands, same f***ing passageway. It never changes according to what we've seen, so camp out next to the door.
You don't get it. We're already dead.
Because no one blah blahs one night in the blah. Thank God the unspoken evil in this maze ignores these guys long enough for them to rig up this Albie-saving device, and for the sun to go down. Also, couldn't the filmmakers have found another way to save Albie? Because this seems kinda tone deaf. This hiding in the vines thing works. I guess because the Ursa ripoff is blind and shit. I'm confused. Couldn't you just hide in the ivy like you did just a minute ago? Discount Shelob. Character with no hearing or spatial reasoning doesn't even think about looking up. Or hearing. This creature drools on Thomas to give him a heads up, and also rips off the Alien franchise in the process. I'd take a sin off for ballsiness if I wasn't such a big Alien fan. Well, he's a literal maze runner now, am I right? This is kind of an unspoken roll credit sin here. Thankfully for this asshole, Wrigley Field was nearby. This unexplained bug thing has Stormtrooper aim, but I actually predicted that, so it's sinful, but not surprising. It's blurry and jump cut, so let me spell it out for you, cause he just fell several stories onto rock and survived it just fine. Movie thinks that we'll be tied up in suspense as to whether Thomas survived this.
Told you, Chuck. I'm not coming back.
Because no one blah blahs in the book.
You saw Griever?
He didn't just see it. He killed it.
Well, the rapidly closing maze wall helped. I mean, you make it sound like Jaden Smith ghosted this Griever's ass, and it was really just good timing.
And now our greenie here is taking it upon himself to go into the maze, which is a clear violation of our rules here.
Boys Only Maze Community Court proceedings.
But he saved Albie's life.
Did he?
Look, dude, I hate this shit as much as you do, but yes, he did save Albie's life. Jesus.
For 3 years, we have coexisted with these things. And now, you've killed one of them.
Wait, you clearly stated multiple times that these things have killed your people. How is that a peaceful coexistence? That sounds like predatory dominance to me. The Society of Maze Neverland Boys is actually considering punishing Thomas for doing something good.
It's a girl.
Well, nothing bad is going to happen to her in this prison colony of nature boys. Nope, she'll be fine. And that's exactly how the Smurfs got Smurfette. The note said she's the last one ever, but the boys automatically assume one of a few interpretations of that note. They believe it means no more people will ever be sent up in the box. Grammatically, it's entirely possible that all women on the planet are dead except for this new girl. Or that the Maze Masters are granting the clan one fertile female for procreation, but only the one. Such a short note, it's kind of dumb to make any assumptions, really.
Somebody's got to have some answers around here.
You would think.
The other runners quit this morning. After Albie got stung, they're not in any hurry to get back out there.
But wouldn't some of them be excited that a greenie killed one of those things? That kind of negates the Albie got stung part, right?
Meet me in the woods in half an hour.
In that one specific spot we prearranged long before this conversation, but are definitely not discussing right now. Why did they have to meet discreetly in the woods if they were just going to run out in the open to go into the maze? And if no one was going to even notice them leaving?
And there's something in there. You mean besides a Griever pancake?
Come on, you don't see the blinking red light emanating from the dark chasm where the Griever was killed?
First he breaks our rules, and then he tries to convince us to abandon them totally.
This character's Dances with Wolves name would be disagrees with everyone about everything in the face of logic and facts. With a fist.
Starting from tomorrow, you're a runner.
Wow.
I understand why this guy is upset that Thomas isn't getting a real punishment, but damn, why does it matter if they make him a runner or not? The other assholes quit, so there's plenty of people to farm and cut down trees and shit now.
Hey, where are we going? You'll see.
It's not so much a surprise for you, but maybe the audience. There's really no reason not to tell you.
It's the maze. All of it.
Doesn't it change constantly? How would any kind of model be worthwhile or accurate? What the f is going on? Also, the movie suggests that the maze changing is a lie, but it's really a lie to the audience, because the maze runners could have simply told the colony, we haven't found the exit yet because this thing is impossibly huge. A potentially really cool aspect of this maze is reduced into an unsatisfying Santa Claus isn't real moment.
What's so special about 7?
Who said there was anything special about Section 7? It just happened to be the section that was open last night, just like any other random section. But the movie is telling us the section means something more than that, and that Thomas has the most amazing intuition since Sherlock Holmes.
I think it must be where it comes from. Tomorrow, you and I are going to take a closer look.
But you just said the maze has a pattern where it opens a different section every day, and it's the same pattern no matter what.
Through 8. See, the way it works is every night when the maze changes, it opens up a new section.
Shouldn't it take you at least a week before you can explore Section 7 again?
It's the girl.
What, is she awake? You can say that.
And during the entire run back, those guys didn't tell Thomas or Minho what was going on. Did she wake up and gather a bunch of rocks before she climbed up here? Or does this tower just have lots of rocks up on top of it?
Why can't I remember anything?
This is all normal. Your name, that'll come back to you in a couple of days. It's like it's the one thing that's...
Teresa.
You just said you didn't remember anything.
Are you sure you don't remember anything else?
This is a question Hollywood needs to stop having characters ask people with memory loss, because it's stupid as hell.
I remember water.
And because it's only in movies to serve as some kind of, oh yeah, now that I think harder, I do actually remember something else bullshit revelation.
The others don't remember anything.
No.
Well, they don't really say much about anything they know. They barely wanted to tell me this maze was dangerous earlier.
We don't even know what this stuff is. We don't know who sent it, or why it came up here with you.
Bad guys send up an antidote, but don't give any instructions that that's what it is. Also, movie rips off the mysterious medicine from mysterious people sent in to help the gamers thing from Hunger Games.
Sundown, Greenie. Time to go.
Oh, yeah, they're still intending to punish him, even though they're all listening to him like a leader now. That still makes no sense, which is probably why I forgot it was even supposed to happen.
Hey, what is your problem with me?
Everything started going wrong the minute you showed up. First Ben, then Albie.
You know, I do believe people think stuff like this in real life, but we're going to sin real life here. How the f do you blame Ben and Albie getting stung in the maze on anyone? Especially the dude who was forced to be a horticulturist when he got here.
That's strange. What? Seven's not supposed to be open for another week.
Exactly. But isn't that why you came here in the first place? To examine what was so special about Section 7? I am confused.
What the hell is this place? We call them Blades.
Because in this movie, we have a catchy nickname for f***ing everything, you greedy shank.
I think it's showing us the way.
Showing you the way to what? What are you even talking about?
Minho, you ever see this place before? No.
Even though the doors to this place were wide open? This is why the communication in this movie is awful. Does it mean that he's never seen this place before because it's some brand new section he's never noticed? Or because the doors were closed and they could never actually open them? We never find out. Why does this thing have 3 walls of security? Is this a setup where you can actually get past the first wall and the second wall says, nope, f*** you? On top of that, yet another gate is here for no reason. This is like the opening of the TV show Get Smart. Honestly, if your backpack is this tiny, you have defeated the purpose of wearing a backpack in the first place. Not to mention the backpack harness. Not now, nor ever in the film, does anyone express surprise that the Grievers turned out to be machines. Not nobody, not no how. Inception jump scare. Also, an alarm sounds, yet the 3 walls of security don't immediately come down. In fact, they wait a long damn time before they even start to come down. The problem with this scene is we don't even know what awaits Thomas when he's running down this one corridor. We don't know if he'll be trapped or what, but damn are we glad he made it to Minho's side, which doesn't look any better than the side he was on. Then this happens. They escape the Blades, but looking in the background, there are clearly corridors that wouldn't have trapped them under any circumstance. So what the f*** was that? The roof of this thing is clearly touching Thomas's back in this shot, but in the next shot, an easy escape is to be had with time to spare.
The truth is, Thomas doesn't know what he's done, as usual.
Look, the movie has a moving maze, griever monsters, and all-seeing game masters. Do we really need cliche antagonist number 13 as well? Jesus.
Maybe you should start doing things a little differently.
Maybe you should be in charge, Thomas. What
Screenwriters get Teresa to interrupt this argument because it was clearly going nowhere. Also, this girl still isn't getting hit with 1,000 cheesy pickup lines per minute.
I can't leave. They won't let us.
Albie only speaks in vague sentences so that Newt has to keep asking him questions until he finally gets to the goddamn point already.
You're always their favorite, Thomas. Always.
Motherfucker, this movie is so annoying. Albie now adds the pronoun game to the list of vagaries, and then some everyday normal shouting distracts everyone so he can't fill in the blanks. Birds signal something awful coming, cliche. Okay, even if you could hide in this cornfield from grievers that saw you 2 seconds ago, which you could not, you're gonna keep burning that f***ing light too? You deserve to be killed. Griever waits entirely too long to attack, when they've been doing nothing but offing fools this entire scene. Jar of something ex machina. This wooden door keeps this thing out. A bunch of teenage boys are way too confident that they are safe inside this structure built by a bunch of teenage boys. I thought this thing found a way in. The f***ing roof caved in. Now it's just randomly punching walls hoping to grab victims? Thankfully for this story's hard-on for unexplained mysteries, Albie gets taken by a griever before he can reveal what he learned by remembering everything.
Where is everybody? Is that over there?
Movie keeps repeating things that I say aloud. Are all the grievers gone? Were they released for only 3 minutes? And why? Jesus, this movie is more interested in surprising you than any of the details of its actual story. Well, it's a good thing Wicked sent 2 antidote vials when Albie got stung, or else this might seem like a rash decision. Third, rapidly edited, blurry, barely registers as helpful flashback provides slightly more information than the first.
What happened? Galley's taking control. He said we had a choice. Either join him or get banished to sundown with you.
Great, but I met with the f***ing grievers that were killing everyone. Also, how does Galley have the manpower to do this? Haven't we seen more support for Thomas than Galley? And most everyone is dead now, right? This Galley ascends to the throne shit seems unlikely as hell. But honestly, I'm way more concerned about the suddenly disappearing grievers.
Guys, I'm one of them. I was on the other side of it. So were you.
Damn, you just threw that chick under the bus, dude.
Teresa, we did this to them.
No, it can't be true.
It is. I saw it.
No, you didn't. Unless we didn't see everything you saw. All you saw was you at a computer screen. Movie needs to stop trying to surprise me and just come up with a f***ing story already.
You went into the maze and you found a way out.
Whoa, he found a dark hole that had griever sounds in it. That is all he f***ing found. I am serious about this. I'm braiding 3 small strands in the back of my hair together for this shit. Chuck, who was just told to stay at the back,
You take this, Chuck. Stay behind us.
is directly behind Thomas, the lead screaming runner. Makes you wonder how they would have won if Wicked hadn't built this room with convenient let gravity decide this chasms to push grievers down into.
Sections of the maze. What's the sequence?
Grievers, which were built up as these impossible-to-beat creatures, have suddenly become such bitches that people can discuss security codes while fending them off. Griever comes literally out of nowhere to fall on the one guy who's yelling the combination right now. Now that these assholes are out and walking down a hallway roughly 17 minutes before this movie is over, I realize how much of a sucker I am for watching what is clearly at divergent levels of movie that is merely a setup for another movie bullshit. Also, let me guess, they're going to meet a moderately famous actor who tells them some important but mysterious information that cliffhangs, right?
Seriously?
Movie keeps repeating things I say out loud. Oh, look how right I was. otherwise about this movie desperate to be surprising that is actually altogether entirely too predictable. Here's a moderately famous actress about to explain everything and nothing.
If you're watching this, that means you've successfully completed the maze trials.
It also means you knew to press this particular button on a console that was not immediately obvious.
Suddenly, there was a reason to hope for a cure, but finding it would not be easy.
The young would have to be tested, even sacrificed inside harsh environments.
Movie backloads the exposition it's been trying to hide from you all movie, because, honestly, I have no f***ing clue. It's basically a bait and switch to get you to watch the second movie.
Thomas?
Ah, it's one of those delayed reaction guns that shoots bullets where you only know you've been shot 10 seconds later, and the blood flows in tandem with that realization. And Chuck is dead, because you totally cared about Chuck, right? I mean, shit, he brought food to Thomas in the hole, and did virtually nothing else this entire film. You built all this shit on a hunch that watching disease-immune kids in this thing might tell you something about why they're immune? Sure, they're probably lying, but I'm beginning to think any explanation for this is probably bullshit.
Everything's gonna change.
You mean, before I even understand anything that just happened?
It's time now to begin Phase 2.
We're supremely confident that all the confusion this movie caused will bring people not familiar with the books back for more.
Another month to think about it.
What is this place?
Let me show you.
I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid.
Now, where you sit in the cafeteria is crucial because you got everybody there. You got your freshmen, ROTC guys, preps, JV jocks, Asian nerds, cool Asians.
I remember my name. I'm Thomas.
His name is Robert Paulson.
So what you gotta do is you gotta bring the needle down in a stabbing motion. I gotta stab her 3 times. No, you don't gotta.
That's the worst thing I ever done. I picked up all this fake puke at home, and then I went to this movie theater, hid the puke in my jacket.
Normally I'd be here to warn you about an ad, but this time I'm here to warn you about a book. Actually, I'm not even really warning you very well since I didn't start talking until after the image was already on screen. And now I'm already out of time.